all things iconic. Ooh, let me speak into the mic. It's Mars, lover of all things iconic, back with your weekly fashion news. Hold on, I do not like the way this scarf is looking. Hold 1 second. Welcome to another week of Fashion Weekly News. And let's just jump straight into it. There's not a lot of news this week, but enough. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell on because I don't want to have to come to your house and turn it on for you. So just do what you need to do, okay? Let's go. All right, I reported on this earlier this week, but I'm going to talk about it a bit here. Glenn Martins is headed to Margiela as the new creative director, and I could not think of a better creative director for Margiela. As I've said in previous videos, I kind of predicted that this would happen, but also Y Project and Margiela have very similar audiences, so I think this is going to elevate the sales of Margiela. Like, the sales are gonna go through the roof because everyone is super excited for Glenn Martins, and I'm super excited to see what he's gonna do, from MM6 to tabbies to jewelry, even to the replica fragrances. Like, I wonder, is he like gonna like just mix it all up and like put his stamp on every little thing? John Galliano left the house in a great place, so the way that Glenn Martins is gonna step in and just keep continuing to elevate what Margiela does. Margiela is a full house that needs full attention, so I do wonder if he's gonna have to leave Diesel, and if so, give Diesel to another up-and-coming designer, and let's get this Margiela ball on the road. Too ready, too excited. As Glenn Martins is headed to Margiela, Kim Jones is exiting Dior Men's. He showed his last collection at Paris Fashion Week in January, and he is exiting the brand. I kinda thought that this would happen too, because if it is true that Jonathan Anderson is going to Dior, then I think that he's going to have the same type of power that he had at Loewe, where he was doing women's wear and menswear. So I think he's going to do the same at Dior. I think that would be a smart move on Dior's behalf because they need all of the sales they can get, okay? So let Jonathan have all of the reins over there and let him resurrect Dior to its heydays, to when Dior was really the it fashion house, because they haven't been in their position for years now. So time is now. I don't know where Kim Jones will go next, what he'll be doing next, but we shall see. I'll keep my eyes peeled. Jean Paul Gaultier is eyeing a new up-and-coming Dutch designer, Duran Lantink, for their next couture collection. Now, Duran Lantink, I absolutely love his work. His work is phenomenal. The tailoring, the innovation, the design, like everything that Duran designs, I have an eye for, and I want a piece of it. So I'm happy that this is happening. I will say, however, can we get some black talent in the room? You know, not just because they're black, but because they're talented. I do think that Maximilian Davis would be a great contender for the Jean Paul Gaultier Couture collection. He would devour it, so I'm not sure if he's been asked, but if he has not been asked, he needs to be asked. Also, Christopher John Rogers would be a great candidate to do a Jean Paul Gaultier Couture collection. If you look at Christopher John Rogers' namesake collections, they give couture every time. They give tailoring, they give design, they give pattern, they give innovation, they give technique every single time. So JPG needs to let some of the black girlies play in those archives. No shade to the other girl, no shade to the other girlies. No shade to Duran, because I think Duran deserves this. I think this would take his brand to the heights that it needs to go to. But we need to go ahead and put some diversity in there too. You know what I mean? Thank you. I was so happy to hear this news. So Stella McCartney buys back her minority stake in LVMH, and I'm happy that this happened. One, because the person over LVMH, Bernard Arnault, I think that's his name, he was at the inauguration. So I want all of the brands that can afford it, get your shit up out of LVMH, because I don't know what they got going on and what he got going on in particular. But Stella McCartney is a brand that is known to be more sustainable, known to be more community conscious and consumer conscious. So LVMH is all about producing and putting out content. And I think Stella McCartney, her brand is moving in a different direction. So I'm happy that she's able to take her stakes back, take her brand back, and run it the way that she wants to. And I hope more brands follow suit. because you don't have to be with LVMH. You don't have to be with these like big conglomerates for your brand to succeed. There are a lot of small up and coming brands that are doing great without those huge cosigns. And I think that's the move. Like, it kind of reminds me of the music industry when an artist is signed to a record label and then they go independent. I want more of these labels to go independent and just depend on the fan base and the people that are actually investing in buying the clothes. So kudos to you, Stella McCartney. Hopefully you inspire the rest of the girls to get on up out of there because the time is now. Now, the Super Bowl is coming up. I don't know much about football, but I know everything about the halftime performance of Kendrick Lamar, and I'm super duper excited about it. It was announced this week that Kendrick Lamar has collabed with Willy Chavarria. Kendrick Lamar has collabed with Willy Chavarria on a Capsule Super Bowl collection, and you'll find in this collection a lot of the Willy Chavarria house codes, from oversized bomber jackets, oversized t-shirts with Kendrick Lamar embroidery and like Kendrick Lamar little nice touches. You can tell by looking at the collection that they collabed very, very close on this collection. So I'm super excited about that, and hopefully we'll see it worn during the performance. That would be a big look for Willy. Willy pride himself in working with Kendrick because just like Kendrick is all about Black empowerment, Black liberation, so is Willy Chavarria with Latino pride, Latino, everything Latino. Willy is about it. Just on the other hand, how everything Black, Kendrick is about it. So they're really supreme in the culture. Like, they really put the culture first when it comes to this design, their music, their art. So them teaming up to collab is just as perfect. And Kendrick wears Willy's designs all of the time. So this is a match made. Match made. The only person I could see Kendrick actually doing this with is Martine Rose, which I'm sure that is coming. It has to, because nobody sports Martine Rose like Kendrick Lamar. And Black Brand of the Week goes to a brand that I mentioned earlier in the show. That is Christopher John Rogers. Christopher John Rogers started his brand in 2016 and had his first collection in 2018. He moved all the way from Baton Rouge, Louisiana to Brooklyn. He went to the school of Parsons School of Design, and he's just taking it. He's taking it. He's one of the best designers of our time. He's dressed everyone from Kamala Harris to Beyonce to Sarah Jessica Parker, and the list goes on and on and on. Christopher can do no wrong in my eyes when it comes to design. I have been to his shows. I have seen the clothes actually come down the runway. The movement, the design, the technique, the intention, the innovation, all of it can be found in Christopher John Rogers. And it's just a brand, like, when you buy into it, you're just gonna keep going back because the quality is there, the design is there, like the uniqueness is there. Speaking of Christopher John Rogers, I gotta go because I'm headed to the show. Yeah, the New York Fashion Week Christopher John Rogers show. I'll be there, so hopefully I'll see you there. If not, you know I'll be back to give you my rundown. That is your Fashion Weekly News. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that notification bell is on. I don't want to have to ask you again. And make sure you're sharing the content because I really appreciate every view, every like, every share. And I will see you next week for Fashion Weekly News. Peace out.